lot of people feel stuck after a divorce. When it's all done and the lawyers are gone, it's quiet and everyone assumes you will just move on. But it can be a very lonely space in life. Many are left wondering, how do I live a single life? Who am I now? And what does the future hold? Our next guest is an expert in helping people climb out of that dark hole. Let's welcome back Sara Davison from her home in the UK. She's an international speaker, the author of Uncoupling, How to Survive and Thrive After a Breakup and Divorce, and a podcast, her Smash Heartbreak to Happiness, now in season 2. Welcome back to Bloom. It is so great to catch up with you.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me, Gail. I'm so pleased to be back. It's just a shame I'm not in the studio with you today.
I know. I love it when you're in town and we can get together personally, but we appreciate you joining us via Zoom all the way from the UK. And I know, Sara, that you say one of the best things that you can do when you're in that lonely space is to start to write up your bucket list.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you're spot on, because when you come to the end of a relationship and you go through the divorce, a lot of people think, well, when the divorce is finalized, I'll be free, I'll be happy, life will carry on. Unfortunately, what happens to quite a lot of people, including a lot of clients that I see, is that people feel very, very stuck. Now, the legal team have gone, the fuss and the noise that surrounded your breakup is gone. So it's very still. So that can mean it puts a lot of spotlight back on you trying to cope. Learning to be single again, learning what life looks like, carrying on now back to normal without all that noise. So yes, one of the things I recommend is one of them is start by writing your breakup bucket list. Now, this is a list of things that you could never have done during your relationship, but now you can, now you're single. So it might be small things like maybe painting your nails a bright color or hanging out with friends that your ex didn't like, but just getting yourself out there and writing a list of things really excite you. So again, it might be learning a new skill or learning into a hobby, getting yourself back out there to do something that's going to excite you, or something that you really feel comfortable doing. So writing your breakup bucket list is a really good way to get started.
And you don't have to do this all at once. I mean, you're a big believer in taking small steps to heal.
Absolutely, because again, it can feel very overwhelming. And guess what we do if we're overwhelmed? We don't do anything. And what we want to do is create that momentum. So in order to create momentum, I really suggest just identifying one small thing you can do every day that moves you forward. So again, that could be just writing a list of the things you're going to do, or it could be actually putting them in your diary or speaking to a friend. But again, making sure you keep momentum is key. So keeping those steps coming, and in a really small space of time, even if you're just taking a tiny step every day over a month, that could be a big leap forward for you. So keep moving, keep the momentum, and you'll be surprised at how quickly you can start to feel good again.
And people get so depressed and they're so broken, Sara, that, you know, many times they just kind of become a recluse and they stay inside. You're a big believer. Get out. Start finding things to do. Get out in the fresh air.
Absolutely, Gail. And, you know, I've done that when I was in Tampa with you, just getting outside by the river, you know, just getting outside, fresh air is great. Moving your body starts the endorphins going, which again triggers you feeling better. If we stay at home, and I know it feels comfortable, and I know a lot of the time that is the easy thing to do, but if you start to push yourself outside of your comfort zone, getting outside, if you can go somewhere beautiful, like the Riverwalk, or like nature down the road from me, there's a big forest, so being out amongst the trees, being around water, again, it can feel very, very healing. So, you know, don't have to go far, don't have to do much, just a slow walk if you don't feel like taking any exercise, but just getting outside will really help nurture you. And that's what we want, getting outside and breathing that fresh air.
And Sara, we have just under a minute left, but, you know, finding that inner shine, I know that's what you work with people to do. What are some of the first steps to find the shine again?
Well, it's all about getting that shine, shining your light bright. And that's when you start to take your power back. You start to take your power back without worrying about what everyone else is doing. We're never going to be able to control them, Gail. We can't control what they say, what they do, the next thing your ex is going to do, the next grenade they're going to throw into your life. What What we can control, though, is how you feel about it. I'm a big believer that we control the remote control to our brain, and we control how we feel. So it's not what happens to us in life that defines us, it's what we do about it. So doing anything to allow you to shine your light as bright as possible and get that sparkle back in your life as soon as you can start to do things that you really enjoy. And that takes time, maybe figuring that out after a long relationship, taking that time to reassess. Who do you want to spend more time with? What do you want to do more of? All that will give you your power back and you will shine, shine, shine.
Sara, it's such a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Gail. It's so great to see you.
Hopefully I see you in person soon.